Where do you think this offensive line needs to take that next step? Because you guys are starting to get into the offensive line kind of group that you watched when you came in with Jake and Brady and all those guys. So what's the next level of evolution for you?
Yeah, I think for us, just continue to raise the standard every single day. Find new ways, little things that can just excel us and make us the O-line unit that we want to be. And so it kind of involves finding time to get extra film work in, and just really preparing the young guys too for whenever their number is going to be called.
What's been the process of learning a third offensive coordinator, I think, during your time, and how has going through that transition before helped you with this one?
Yeah, I think going through it twice before has really helped me a lot. The offensive line schemes that we've been running are pretty similar. It's just a lot changed with the technique. This will be my third O-line coach too, so it's been a lot of changes. But I think we got a good group of coaches, and they've been we've been finding time with the whole offense where we can meet, find some extra time here and there where we can meet and go through our installs. So I think that's one thing that we've really taken to the next level, and that's really gonna help us, I think, during the season, especially this fall camp.
Ryan said you and he, with the injuries that both went through last year, made a pretty easy decision to come back.
Yeah.
Is that a fair assessment? And take me back to your thought process right after the season.
Yeah, I think last year going into it, I might have been leaning towards coming back too, just because we kind of got a shortened 2020 season. But especially, after I got hurt, it made it an easy decision. Like, I haven't proved enough, so I still got unfinished business. We didn't end the year, the way I wanted it to. So for us, I just wanted to come back just because I got one last season to prove what I got, and to really just try to elevate this team for the years to come.
What are your emotions right now, starting your last fall camp here after you, as I understand, dreamt of playing here and then got here, 5-6 years, a while ago?
Yeah, a long time ago.
What are your emotions like as this week starts and the clock starts?
Yeah, no, I'm excited. I mean, it'll be good. I'm just trying to enjoy, every moment I have, left at this place. It's only a few more months, but I know I'm going to, make the most of it and make the most of this fall camp with my teammates, and just really focus on improving.
Yeah.
The defense has been talking a lot about just trying to cause chaos, confrontation, attacking style. Have you noticed, especially in your position, like just more stunts, more chaos happening around you?
Yeah, I think definitely, the later you get on the installs, later we got in spring ball, the more, pressures they would bring, more stunts they would bring. So I think especially now, we have player-led practices, so we're pretty deep into the install. So through our player-led stuff, we've had scripted stuff for us to follow that the players have kind of organized, and they've thrown some blitzes at us, some exotic stuff. So it's been a lot for us to all take in all at once, but I think it's good for us to deal with that now. And kind of figure out how we're going to attack that.
There's guys on the line, obviously, that you have to worry about, but behind them, having guys like Vasa, Flo, Sewell. What has that been like to have those guys coming downhill at times, and you never know where it's coming from?
Yeah, our defense has a lot of speed. Noah's probably, I'd say he's the best player in the Pac-12 and, one of the top 5 players in the country. So going against him for the past 3 years has been really good for us because he's one of the best linebackers you'll see across the country. When they run blitzes, you better be ready because he's 260-something pounds, and he's one of the faster kids on our team. So and going against guys like Bossa and Flo, Jackson Ledoux, all those guys, they're fast and they're really physical and strong. So it'll be fun to watch them in this defense.
Do you have any Justin Flo stories?
There's probably too many, but
one that jumps out at you, or a play maybe he made.
I don't know. It's just his everyday attitude is pretty funny, and he brings a lot of energy. It doesn't matter if he's in a game or in a walkthrough, he's going to be slapping the ground and hyping the crowd up, even if there is no crowd. So but he's fun to go against.
No matter what, this is going to be your last year playing football in the state of Oregon. Westland here, just has it kind of hit you knowing that you're never going to be playing in this state as a part of the team in this state again?
Yeah, I didn't really think about it actually until you put it like that. But no, it'll be. I guess it hasn't really hit me yet, but I'm sure once senior day comes around, our last home game, then it'll kind of become become a reality. But I know, this is my last go around here, last time to put on a Duck jersey, so I'm going to make the most of it.
There's been more appreciation from just the outside world of offensive linemen, I feel like, over the last few years. How does that feel for you to have more people recognize how difficult your position is?
Yeah, I think it's huge because I think it's always been one of the toughest positions. You got to go against defensive line. I think if you take into account, height, weight, speed, and strength as like kind of all measurables for athleticism, I think defensive line is probably pound for pound the best athletes on the field for any team across the country. So you're having to go against the best guys, best athletes, in the country, and you're backpedaling backwards. You got to stop them from getting to the quarterback. So it's a pretty tough job. And if you screw up once, then you had a bad game. And if defensive line makes one play, then they had a great game. So it's a thankless job, but I'm glad O-line is being recognized as one of the tougher positions to play.
What does the offensive line like to do outside of the field? I know the last group like to go to Chiefs and stuff like that. What do you guys do?
We've gone out to eat quite a few times over at Elkhorn because Jackson's got like a little deal over there. So we go there and post about it and get to eat some food. So that's always pretty fun. Just hanging out at people's houses whenever we can kind of get together. I think that's always been something that the O-line's really done well, is find times outside of football to really hang out and connect.
How much does the end of last season still kind of linger with you? And maybe not even something negative, maybe even a motivator for this year?
Yeah, I think definitely, motivation and everything for this year, because last year's not how I wanted to end it at all. I don't think anyone would want to end a season like that. So, it really pisses you off and it makes you hungry, for this next year. And, I've watched those last two games quite a few times and just trying to never let myself forget, the feelings I had after those two games. So I think for me personally, it's been a motivating factor and a driving factor going into this year that I never want to let that happen again, and I never want the program to be in that place again.
What was it? What happened there? When you watch it back, was it just the momentum of the moment, or when you look at that, it happened. Why did it happen? What specifically do you see that, we need to do A, B, or C to avoid that?
Yeah, I think for us, it's just not letting the outside noise kind of seep in, and I think we might have done that a little bit last year and let outside distractions kind of determine how we were going to play. And that really, makes me upset. And you can just tell from watching those last two games that no one played even close to their best games. And, we can't make excuses for, why that happened. We just got to get it done. So I think, you lose to some teams, and in big games, it's always going to, really upset you because you feel like, there's just a few plays here and there. But it's just, we just got defeated those last two games pretty bad, and losing 3 out of the last 4 games of the season is not how you want to end after we started pretty strong.
With the rotation of offensive coordinators, do you think that bonds the offensive line grouping more as individuals and as a group?
Yeah, I think it does somewhat. I always like to be tight with our offensive coordinators. I think Coach Dillingham and I have kind of built up our relationship. Because center is like the quarterback of the offensive line, so I'm kind of running my own little show down there, while the quarterback is running the whole thing. But I think for me, it's allowed me to step outside of my comfort zone and be able to play in a lot of different schemes. Being asked to do some different things, and I guess just kind of everything. With the past 3 coordinators, there's been different wrinkles, and it's really pushed me to kind of expand my game.
How different are the protections this year with the new scheme than they were last year?
There's some that are the same. I can't get into too much detail, but there's some that are the same, and then there's a solid amount that are kind of similar but have a little bit of a different wrinkle to it. So it's in your head, you kind of gotta think about what you did last year and do the same thing, but just a little bit tweaked, a little bit different.
What's the story about the T-shirts with the linemen?
Oh yeah, we're gonna get those going again this year, but it's through this company called Hog Academy LLC, and so this guy Nick Clark, this guy reached out to me, and he owns the company, and he was like, hey, we do these cool shirts, for just O-line, like we only work with O-linemen, we'd love to, do that with you guys this year. And we're like, okay, yeah, for sure. And then I kind of asked them, like, what were like the profits, like what were we going to be making? Then I was like, we were kind of talking. I was like, you know what, we should just give this to charity. And so we're going to give it to Food for Lane County. We gave it to Food for Lane County last year, and we're going to give it to them again this year. I'll be releasing, the whole link to the T-shirts and all that stuff, but all the profits go to Food for Lane County, and then Hog Academy also puts up some of their profits to Food for Lane County as well. So it should be a fun deal.
How exciting is it to have that opportunity? Because so often the offensive lineman is the unsung hero, just kind of gets overlooked.
Yeah.
You've worked so hard. I mean, what does that mean to you to have that?
Yeah, I think it's huge, and especially because it's all as a unit. It's it's everybody, so it's going to be like 20 people on a shirt. I think that's cool because not any other position group really on an entire sport, like through every sport. No one is like the offensive line. So for us, being able to do it as a unit is exactly that's what an offensive line does. So we're just happy to have the opportunity to work together and get that accomplished.
I know you've mentioned the amount of motivation that you have, the unfinished business that really, from one year to another. But like when you start to reflect and think back to where you were at when you were in high school to now, has being an Oregon Duck been everything you thought it would be?
Oh yeah. No, I think about that too. Just how far I've been able to come, and how much I've improved since I've came here. It goes a long way, and I think I can lose sight of that. With getting caught up in stuff, and like we said, like the motivation and all that stuff from last year. I think you can kind of get caught up in being kind of down on yourself, but you gotta take a step back and be like, okay, you know what, I've improved on this, so that's encouraging. So I'm gonna use that momentum going into the next season.
How much pride do you have in leadership and being a guy that everyone's looking to?
Yeah, I think I've got a tremendous amount of pride in that because I've seen the way that it's been done here, and I want to, I get scared that I'm not going to live up to that. So that's like my motivating factor is, that I won't live up to, what Shane Lemieux, Jake Hansen, Brady Aiello, Calvin Throckmorton, all those guys kind of laid the foundation, Tyrell Crosby. And so I think I kind of wake up and I get scared that I'm not living up to that standard. So I think that motivates me, and I've seen it done. So I just want to leave this place better than I found it.
What do you think the identity of this team, or at least the room, is going to be? And I ask that not in the sense of, it's going to be an aggressive defense or explosive offense, but more so like there are 11 seniors and a handful of them are transfers who come in. It's really you, Walk, Popo, and Cam, who's been here for forever, longer than you guys.
Yeah.
But like half of the 11 are offensive linemen, and now a couple of defensive linemen as well. So it's a line-built group in terms of the older guys, and we all default to the leaders are the seniors. Is it a trenches-led team? Is that how you think this is going to be, or is it going to be something else by way of overall identity?
I think it has to be. I think if you want like any good team, any great team, it's led by the O-line and then the front seven on defense. So I'd include linebackers into that too. Pretty much the big guys on the field. That's who's going to lead it. And I think O-line and D-line, linebackers have done a great job, taking that over. And that's no offense to any of the skill positions, but I think any great team you're going to have in college or at any level really is going to be led by the trenches, O-line, D-line. So I think for us, we've tried to find ways we can elevate our leadership abilities. I was saying earlier, finding time to get with the young guys and show them how we do things. So I think the O-line, D-line have done a tremendous job, finding our leadership role in the team and really taking the team over.
How much do you
Last
give?
question.
Alex, the last time we saw you, I think you mentioned you'd taken up Pilates to kind of help with
Yeah.
thing. And how's that going? And is the back does it sort itself out? Is it as good as it's ever been?
Yeah, I feel like you said, as good as I've ever been. I feel 110%. So that's what I was hoping to feel before the season. I'm right there, and so it's good news. I think last year I just didn't get enough. During the season you want to come back, and that was the first time I'd ever missed a practice or a game since I started playing football. So for me, I tried to come back, probably a little too quick, but now I feel 110%, so I'm ready to go.
Pilates stuff getting any easier?
That was last week.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you.